Hi Aquarius, welcome back to Wandering Magic. These are going to be your April 2026 messages, and it's going to be for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to start out with some astrological points that are happening this month. First is going to be April 1st with that full moon in Libra, which talks about bringing emotional clarity in relationships of all kinds, romantic and platonic. Mars enters Aries on April 9th, and then Mercury enters Aries April 14th. So what does that mean? This is a boost of courage, a boost of confidence. This is also taking action on things. This is quick thinking, right? Thinking on your feet, and also having very direct communication. Okay, we're going to get right into the messages. I did forget to pull an angel card for you, but I will. First, we have card 31 and card 36. And this talks about changes that are coming to your home life potentially, or just your life in general. It does show that there's going to be some challenges, but I think generally they're going to be changing. We also have card 16 that came out as well. And that talks about a journey. So just being prepared and ready for whatever it is that's going to come. It doesn't necessarily have to be all bad, but it's essentially the way you envision something to be. You just have things are going to be a little bit different um, than you thought. So poised is actually you being ready for that change, being able to see things in a more optimistic light instead of being pessimistic, where you may have seen something going one way, but now it's going in a different direction. So this is you just taking things in stride, taking things with grace. I just saw 222, which is about choices on the path that we decide to take. So um just in general, being ready for whatever it is that wants to come to you, because these changes are a bit unexpected. But it just seems that if this change is happening, you're getting a little bit too comfortable in a situation. So it's time to not necessarily remove it, but it's more about how can we make things I'm getting a little bit better. So that's really what it is. It just seems like there's been some type of stagnation in your home life, but now things are starting to pick up a little bit. So whether this means that, maybe at one point you were just coming home from work and you had the same exact routine, where now things are starting to get more exciting. Maybe you're leaving the house more. Maybe you're doing something, your nighttime routine change that's making you feel more confident. These changes in general are good, and they're helping you get a more boost of confidence. I'm also getting there's something about your health that's changing in a positive aspect as well. That might be random, but whatever changes you're making, keep going, because I guess it makes sense now why I'm feeling that with this Queen of Pentacles. With the Queen of Pentacles, that is your physical body. That is you getting healthier. And I feel like the change has happened before April, but now you're starting to see the benefits in April. So that in itself is a beautiful thing. Um, with this Page of Cups in reverse, and then you also have the Page of Swords. The Page of Cups is, well, for some of you, you maybe cut down on your drinking a little bit. And if it's not just your drinking, it's the things that you took into your body that you were ingesting. So there's something about that that has changed. So maybe like a diet change, or just like a healthy change in general, because again, like I keep looking at this person, they're healthy, confident, happy, and kind of have like no care or worry in the world, where This page of swords is also saying you're still learning. You are growing from this. And the queen says, like, you're trying to be better. You're trying to work more on your physical body so that you can feel good in the place that you're in. So I don't know, like everybody's going to be different, but this could be like you are moving your body more. Like I said, you're being more mindful about what you're ingesting. And I just feel like in general, like you have cut out these toxic things from your body, or maybe I'm also getting releasing these toxins as well. So if you started like a new cardio routine, that sweat is releasing toxins from your body. um, Things of that nature. Maybe it is springtime, so spring cleanse. And if you don't know what I'm like talking about, you're like, I did not do that at all. This is a sign for you to do that so that you can feel your best, so that you can pull yourself out of this rut. Because what I'm getting is there's a bit of stagnation. I'm gonna pull your card as I'm talking because I forgot. Um, there's this kind of like this monotony, and you need to break the monotony. You need to break the habit that you created, essentially. And so I feel you are stepping into that very slowly. You might need help along the way with the page being here. You're not very experienced or privy on on the details of how to do that, but it is what it is. With the Seven of Swords in reverse, and then you also have the Ace of Swords here. Um, let's talk about it. This is you saying, I feel like throughout this time, and I guess this is where the journey is coming in with the Gypsy card, because I feel like there's going to be moments in this journey that are going to take you backwards. So let's say you started a new workout routine. Well, you maybe be like have a string of like a week where you don't go and then you go again. Or if this is about changing your eating habit, maybe you are suffering through those cravings, or maybe your diet is in air quote as perfect as you anticipated it to be. But this is not about perfection. This is not about overthinking. This is about changing the way that you do things, and more importantly, the way you take action and approach things. So, slow and steady, slow and steady. I was going to say, I don't see a horse here, and I looked down and I did see that. But I feel like this change, everyone's going to recognize you and ask you, like, how did you, like, what did you do? Like, and you're just going to say, well, I just invested in myself. You know, I invested my time, money, and energy into me. And it's going to be very apparent. I see you being very attractive. I see you being very like, you walk in a room and everyone just kind of like looks at you like, wow. There's this like, you're getting this kind of attention. And I'm not sure that if you want it or not, but what I will say is you're getting it because people, you're just like magnetic. And throughout this process, you're starting to get a lot of clarity. You're starting to see things different. You're starting to, like, if you were foggy brained for a while, you're starting to just get more clear headed. You are just more, you're doing things with intention. And because you're doing things with intention, it's kind of creating this like magnet, like that, this attraction to you, if that makes sense. So that is your tarot message. Let's get into what came out for your angel message. Meditation brings answers. So maybe you are meditating more. Maybe that's where the mental clarity is coming from. You're getting quiet. Maybe this has to do with yoga or long walks or something along those lines. But meditation doesn't have to be sitting, in this position here. Meditation could be whatever, we could do meditative walking in nature, which is a beautiful, beautiful way to really connect. with self as well. Your fairy message is inspiration, and that says, when the wind rustles, a fairy speaks to you. I love that. I feel like too with that little fairy like whispering in your ear, that could have been the voice inside of you, or maybe just someone that you hold dear to yourself that um encouraged you and inspired you to make this change. That's a beautiful thing. Watch your sun, moon, and rising for any additional messages, and I'll see you next time. Bye.